Welcome to the first video in our Flashback Series. As I explain what that is, I'll let you watch this wonderful dolphin footage we captured on our trip from Spain to Mallorca in June of 2018, when we had owned our brand new sailboat for just about a week. Okay, why a Flashback Series? As we finished the final video covering the remaining content from last summer's sailing season, we were realizing that this sailing season was going to be cut quite short. We, along with nearly all other cruisers around the globe, have been kept from our sailing lifestyle because of the coronavirus pandemic. We typically relaunch our boat in early May. But as that time came and went, and we were still travel restricted, we debated how to fill our video content void. Then we remembered we had created a bunch of content when we had first bought Sea Rose and took possession of her in the southwest coast of France at the beginning of the previous summer. At that time, we were so busy getting used to the boat and all of the new systems, plus the new to us sailing waters of the Mediterranean, with the weather patterns that demanded your respect, that while we had captured what we had experienced, we didn't take the time to organize all of this media. During our coronavirus lockdown, we found ample time to dig into our archives. We were excited to uncover a bunch of fun and beautiful stuff to share with you. So, here we go. We hope you enjoy this first Flashback Series.
Okay, today is May 31st, and we are 3 days underway on Sea Rose. We left real early this morning. We're crossing from Blanes, Spain, which is on the coast near Barcelona, 113 miles down to Mallorca, Solier, Mallorca. So normally we would do this kind of passage overnight. We decided to wake up real early and try to get there by nightfall instead of having to do a complete overnight. So we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on the first watch until about 6. We're kind of watching the clock, trying to get in there before nightfall. We're not familiar with the harbor, so we don't want to come in after dark. Looks like there's places to anchor or moor there. So as long as we can get in there before nightfall, we should be okay. But a little nervous because it's only our third day underway, and we're also supposed to, in the process of breaking the engine, and we're supposed to run it at high revolution. So it's either noisy and or banging on the bow when the boat rises up on a wave and falls down. So I've taken the speed off a little bit to see if that helps. And we'll see how it goes. But this is our first crossing in Sea Rose, and we're kind of keeping our fingers crossed. We have the benefit of a full moon out right up there. You can kind of see it. Was full moon last night, so that's helping us a lot and kind of be able to see things. Okay, so this is like a little over an hour after my last recording, and the sun is starting to come up. The sky is, well, the sun is not up yet, but the sky is starting to brighten, and it just makes a world of difference. It's so nice when you're on watch at night and the sky starts to lighten and you can actually make out where you're going and what things look like. I saw some clouds over there, and there's a flash of lightning about a half an hour ago, so I'm trying to keep an eye on that. But otherwise the sky looks pretty clear, so it's going to be a good day. We really don't have enough wind to sail, or really even a good wind direction to put us sail up to kind of make the motoring a little bit more comfortable. So we're just hanging in there, and things are going fairly well. Alright, so it's been about 15 hours of motoring today, and kind of out of the clouds we saw Mallorca appear in the horizon, and we had heard that it was like pretty mountainous here, but it's hard to really capture that in your mind until you actually see it. So the mountains here are apparently up to about 5,000 feet high, so it's really, really dramatic. I'll show you some pictures of this as we're coming in, and you can see a lot of rugged coastline, and this is Solier, where we're going to come in and probably stay for a couple days. The harbor entrance is kind of right around that low lighthouse, somewhere around there, so we'll find that. And it's been a nice
nice to get here. Everything's gone well. We just had a motor all day to get here, which was kind of a drag, but at least we got here with plenty of daylight. You can see a little small traditional sailboat coming in the harbor here too. So this is Mallorca for our first impression, which is pretty good.
This is the lovely harbor of Sóller. We would end up spending several nights here as we used it as our base to welcome guests on board. Both of our adult children joined us for a week, as did 2 longtime friends. We could rent a car from here and drive to the airport in Palma. So, for each of our entertainment weeks, we left from Sóller and navigated around the eastern end of the island of Mallorca toward the south coast. Palma was a terrific city and definitely worth a visit, but the harbor was so busy and probably quite dirty with lots of cruise ships and commercial piers. We loved driving in and returning to quaint Sóller. The main town of Sóller is a bit over a mile inland along this valley. You can jump on the trolley or walk. We did both. The trolley skirts the main square, where it's crucial to spend a little time people watching or enjoying a cold beverage.
When I go to reach out and to roam, there is no perception.
We loved exploring the inland town of Sóller and inhaling the wonderful lemon fragrance from the numerous lemon groves you pass through as you go from the port to the town. We also checked out a beautiful anchorage just southwest from Sóller. This cove is visible from a popular overlook that is hiked to from the town of Daya and is popular with tourists. Somehow we had it to ourselves.
And no, there's no room for one-track minds anymore.
We were pretty content to take evening hikes to the top of the surrounding bluffs.
And to a point, the surface is alive. When I feel
And then to relax in our new cockpit while watching many a beautiful sunset between the 2 prominent lighthouses.
we're making a new start for a while. All I see is perfect shadows all around. And no,
Then, with our stores full of provisions and our company settled on board, we set off to explore coves along the north coast to the east of Sóller. Here's a favorite, Culebra. We stopped here with each set of guests for a lunchtime stop. It isn't a great place to spend the night, but it is amazing during daylight hours. There's a tunnel between the 2 coves that you can walk through, so we joined the line of people to take our turn.
through my skin, but I won't run away this time for sure.
At the head of the larger cove is a rocky beach, and as you head away from the water, you find yourself in a beautiful, high-walled gorge that is known for flash flooding when heavy rains come. What a scary place to be in such an event, but so tranquil today.
And no, there's no room for one-track minds anymore.
Oh yeah. Wow. Oh yeah. So he's like 6 feet. Yeah.
Few of you high.
Yeah. I think it's probably 20 some of you at least.
Which is a scary thought to think of 20 of you.
Yeah. It is.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days.
After each stop at Culebra, we motored the short distance to one of the nearby coves for the night. All along this stretch, the rock faces, which form the coastline, were stunning. Our necks grew tired from craning them.
Can't fall asleep, I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside, and I kinda feel like
With our 2 adult children, we stopped at Cala Castel, where everyone climbed and jumped all over the steep and jagged rock face, which slid from high above down to the water's edge.
miss you. We were such a constellation, right? No, you'd agree. Made a reputation for ourselves at age 18. We had the devil on our shoulders.
The geology here is just crazy, as you can see from our drone footage.
I wonder if you think about me too. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside, and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. I just miss you. Oh, I miss you. Oh, I miss you. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep. I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops fall.
So I am hiking ashore to try to find a place that has cell signal. We're in a very kind of undeveloped cala on the north coast of Mallorca, and I've got to book a rental car for tomorrow to pick up our friends at the airport. And I had cell signal before we got into the cove, and once we got parked, there was no real signal. So there's some paths around here that lead down to the cala from, I hope, in a road over a ridge, and maybe I can find a better cell signal there. It's really mountainous here in Mallorca, so cellular signal kind of comes and goes. And so I'm going to get my exercise today. You can maybe see the Cal in the background. I don't know if you can see Sea Rose yet, but one of the problems with trying to get internet and all that, and the reliance, I should say, on internet, is that you need it all the time, and when you don't have it, it's a real hassle. So I'll hike up here a little ways, and hopefully we'll find some signal. There are several trails that I can see from the boat that wind their way up to the ridge up here, and I'm hoping that one of these gets us to a high spot where we have some signal. And in the meantime, I'm hearing goats around, so there's some wild goats that are around here. Hopefully nothing else any meaner than a goat, and that would be just fine with me. One of the dichotomies of Mallorca is that you have places like this that are completely undeveloped. There are trails but no buildings, commercial buildings and all that. You can see the view out there, really pristine. And around the corner you can have, which you do have here, a place called Cala St. Vincent. It's all developed, hotels and condos and resort kind of environment like that. And we just came from a place like that at Alcudia that was like really honky-tonk. So it's really kind of strange how you can move, literally just a couple miles and you go to a completely undisturbed place. So nice, I guess, for those who want some time away and peace and quiet like we do. And for those who want the honky-tonk and beachside resort living, which isn't so bad, they can get that too. Okay, I'm a little out of breath, but I've reached the summit, or the knoll, in between two large ridge lines here. And it looks like I've got
maybe 2 bars equivalent of service. So, see if we can get connected to Europcar, book a car, and be done. All right, success. Couple small bars of what they call H service here, which is between 3G and 4G, and a little bit of patience, and I got through to the website and I booked the car for be able to pick up Steve and Patty, and so we're all set there. So it's back to our little isolation cove here where we don't have any internet, and a book is a good thing, or a hand tool to fix something, and otherwise we can be kind of unencumbered with technology. So off we go. That's the way it goes here in paradise. Sometimes you have to struggle a little bit to find your internet, and then you get back to the peace of it all. And I'll just show you the view from this ridge line down into the Cala Bocarer. I think it's how you say that. You can see this is the top of the mast. The sea rose down in there, and really beautiful setting. I hope to fly the drone later and get some good pictures as well. I have no idea. There were probably like 15 to 20 people down the beach earlier, a few less right now. I have no idea how far of a walk, because it's like I was expecting to see a road up here on the ridge, but there's not, and so they must have hiked in from quite a ways, which is good on them. But it's definitely worth it once you get here. Beautiful view, nice little beach, although it's a little rocky, and nice water. The water here feels a little bit warmer than it has in other swims, but it could be just me getting used to it. A couple of the goats kind of playing over there on the rock. Might be kind of hard to see, but we saw these when we were coming through with Zach and Caleb at a Cala nearby here, Cala Castel. There were quite a few goats up on the rocky ridges, and a goat right in front of me, little gray guy, got some horns, not like the brown ones over there, but I'm happy those horns are kind of curved down and around behind his neck there, so he can't come charging at me. A little guy here. At the other Cala, we saw these guys like hugging the cliffside. It was really amazing. Tiny little ledge, and they're able to stay on top there without falling over. Pretty incredible. And there's a view of Sea Rose in the cove. Beautiful spot we got here. Okay, we just took showers, so we are video ready, and we are enjoying an evening at Cala Broquet. They need to make their like anchorages a little easier to pronounce around here.
Or there's sort of two names. It could also be Cala de Boca.
Almond Roca. So Cala Almond Roca, and we are enjoying a great view of the last little bit of sun on this point of land we came around earlier on the way to the anchorage. So we are in shadows, have been for at least an hour. A little bit of light on top of the peak up there, but otherwise we've been in shadows. But this beautiful point up there has been, the sun has been coming down and changing the color of it. It's been really, really beautiful. So I was telling Karen, this reminds me of Yosemite or places up in the Sierras with such a dramatic rocky cliffs and steep places and vegetation hanging on to the cliff edges. So it's really, really nice. And we're enjoying, what are we enjoying? Coffee. Okay.
This morning's coffee.
Yeah, okay. No wine.
No wine.
No special aperitifs.
No, just a chill night.
Yep.
Why don't you show the old man on the mountain?
Yes, and we found with our New Hampshire roots, we are easy for spotting places that look like Man of the Mountain. So that on that cliff edge looks like Man of the Mountain, and Karen said it looks like Man of the Mountain with like shock top modification to his head. So if you see that, your eyes are good. Man of the Mountain, shock top modification.
We came back to Cala de Boca with our friends Steve and Patty. Tom and Steve took an afternoon walk to a nearby hilltop while Patty and I snorkeled. See these two rock veins? We saw the continuation of these underwater. The surrounding rock material is softer and erodes more easily than the rock that makes up these two darker layers. The erosion is even more pronounced underwater, as you can see here.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep. I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops fall.
That evening, we enjoyed a peaceful night under the moon and stars, all by ourselves in this wonderful cove. We could hear the bleating of goats on the surrounding hilltops as we soaked in the magical sights and sounds. We hope you enjoyed this first in our COVID-inspired Flashback Series. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get notified about new videos. In our next video, we round the Cap de Formentera, the northernmost point of Mallorca. From here, we say goodbye to these extremely high and steep mountains. Don't worry though, we trade them in for geological wonders that are equally incredible, as you'll see in our next couple of videos. Thanks for watching!